If you love Paul Harvey stories and the rest of the story, subscribe now. Once in a while, sports fans cry foul when a team seems too good. Like when Jimmy Johnson was coaching at Miami University a few years back, some called it a pro team. They said the Hurricanes had no business playing college football. Same thing happened in George West, Texas to the town's high school football team. It all started when Coach Bill Byer made a boast. He claimed his team could beat a team comprised of graduate players, young professionals from the community, most of whom had attended George West. Older, bigger, stronger made no difference, Bill Byer bragged. And at first bragging was all it was. But Coach Byer's team took him seriously. After all, they were the Assassins of George West High, the most remarkable high school football team in the state. So they begged their coach, bring on the Townies. And the school, as long as the game was connected with a charity event of some sort, gave its permission. So a date was set in October. It would be a night game. The George West community team, coached by Clint Feebles, included some extraordinary players of its own, Hugh and Condor Gilmino, and a powerful running back named Hayden. In fact, the graduates gave George West High one of the most physical football games in the history of the Interscholastic League. Even Wilson, the high school's most formidable defensive player, took a hammering. But the Townies, despite their size and their weight advantage, were shocked by the strength of their opponents. On the high school athletic field that night, Condor suffered a broken finger in the early going but never left the game. Gilmino was knocked unconscious, carried off the field, splashed with water, then shoved right back into the huddle. It was more like a war than a sporting event, spectators agreed. And in the end it was powerhouse plays by Hardwick, Edwards, and Carger, and two spectacular runs by Munich that put the contest in the books. George West High 14, George West Community 0, a unique entry in the annals of the Interscholastic League, and the only game either team was ever to play. For so battered and bruised were the members of both teams that parents protested and a rematch was absolutely prohibited. But once upon a bone-crushing struggle in the dirt, there collided a collection of irresistible forces and immovable objects. Names like Lillian Pugh, Blanche Condor, Margie Yelmino, Vicky Hayden, Marjorie Wilson, Ruby Hardwick, Evelyn Edwards, Nanny Carger, and Elsie Munich. The George West High School and George West Community Girls Football Teams. The very first girls football teams in the entire state of Texas, who clashed in a solitary, dramatic, dead-earnest athletic contest in October of 1939. As opportunities continue to multiply for women in sports, traditionally sports reserved for men, the groundbreakers are gradually forgotten. But from now on, whenever the athletic accomplishments of women are exalted, you will remember the Townies team comprised of store clerks, hairdressers, and waitresses versus the Assassins of George West High, because now you know the rest of the story.